All right, so we have The Shy, season 3, episode 7. The best episode of the season, in my opinion. That might not be saying a whole lot, considering that this has been the worst season out of the three, but it was an improvement, and I'll get into that in a second. But before I do that, don't forget to subscribe, share the content, click that notification bell. Definitely trying to grow this channel. Now, let's get into this episode. So, I'm not going to go, step by step. I like to talk about the characters and details first. So I'm going to say Keisha for last. So I'm going to start off with Emmett. And what are they doing with his character? That's the question I have, and that I'm kind of confused about. I thought this year he'll be more of a big brother figure to Kevin, especially how the first episode played out. But that storyline has completely went away. Besides that first episode, there have been very little interaction between Kevin and Emmett. So I don't know what they're doing with that. It's not too many episodes left, so I don't know. I also thought we would see major growth in Emmett this season because from season 1 to season 2, there was major growth. I mean, season 2, Emmett stepped it up a lot. He was still messing up, but he was trying to get his stuff together. And I thought that would be a continuation in this season. And the way the season started off, we saw growth in the beginning of the season. He's with Tiff. He's trying to make things right with business and so on and so on. He's taking care of his kids now. But I mean, I don't, that seemed like that went completely in reverse now over the last couple episodes. And again, it leads me to ask, what are they doing with his character? So in this episode, in episode 7, right, it starts off with him and Lala going to see Little Rel. And shout out to Little Rel, very funny guy. But they going to see him because I guess he's the owner of the building that Sunny is written from. And Emmett and Lala is trying to, I guess, get the spot. And the way that it was explained, I was unsure if Sonny was about to be evicted or if he was already evicted. I wasn't quite sure what was happening there, but this whole storyline is kind of weird to me as well because I want to know, why is Sonny struggling? Because if you go back to last season, Sonny was talking about opening up another spot. So what happened to the business? Why is it going downhill? Why is he having money trouble when just last year the business was thriving? There's really no explanation with that. So I don't know what's going on there. And the other thing is back to Emmett character. Sonny was like a father figure for him, and to really backstab Sonny like that, whether he's about to get evicted or already is evicted, is super grimy. I mean, that's super, super grimy. I know Sonny kind of went off on him last week, but rightfully so. I mean, to take over that spot, I mean, what type of man do that? That's some real, that's some real bitch stuff right there, man. I'm not feeling that storyline at all. At all. I'm not feeling what they're doing with his character. And of course, to top it off, the entire trifecta of mess ups of that episode. Of course, he gets with Lala, which their sex scene was kind of awkward as well. I don't really see the chemistry between them. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. She's like, I don't know, a lot older than him. So I don't know, it's just awkward to me. I'm not seeing that on air chemistry between the two. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, and one more thing he's messing up. He's back living with his mother again and gonna have to live with his mother till the end of the year. I don't know how Tiff weed business is doing. Like, it seemed like it was doing okay So I don't know if what's happening to her money. I don't know. So it's a lot of things in my opinion that just need to be explained a little bit better. They all over the place again with his character, and I understand people are complex, but I think that could have been written a little bit better. Um, I don't know, so I'm not really feeling the direction they going with Emmett character right now. It is what it is with that. So move on to our boy Otis Perry Duda, right? So Jake is kind of snapping at him this episode. Jake figure out the game. Like he like, what you gonna do? You gonna hit me when you need me for this election? Nah, you're not gonna touch me. So he's kind of snapping at him. Doing what he want to do. But again, it goes to another complaint I have with the season. Remember a few episodes ago when he was so terrified that dude beat up that one dude that said that he wasn't no Harold Washington. And he started stumping them out and all that. And Jake was just so scared. And then last week, when Trigg started beating somebody down, he was okay. This week, he's snapping at Duda and manning up. And again, that whole scene when he ran to Trigg house was out of Jake character. Again, that's what I'm talking about a little bit with this writing. But you know, I I don't know. So Jake is back being Jake, being bold. He thinks that Duda killed Reg, and Duda confirmed that to Jake this episode. So we'll see where that go. It looks like that. It looks like the direction is going that Jake wanna go with his brother. So we'll see what happens with that. So Papa and Maisha, I don't know. Like I like Papa, but their storyline for me is getting kind of sappy. Is getting a little bit too sappy, in my opinion. Just me, just me. Um, so Maisha mother lost her job. She won't be able to go to school because she had to watch her siblings. Kind of like the same thing that happened last year. And Kevin was kind of bringing her homework, and you know that was going on season two. So Papa, he was going to take the money from the collection plate until his father popped up and saw him, and his father, after Papa convinced his father, we need to help them, especially since he saw his father take that money from the mayor candidate. Papa was being a good boyfriend, and they gave Maisha mother the money. It didn't go how I thought. I thought Maisha would be mad because she told him not to say anything, but it seemed like she was happy about it, which is good, which is good. But hopefully, I don't mind the kitty love or whatever, but hopefully, their storyline gets get to be more than just sappy. Hopefully they start doing more stuff than just all this Papa. Oh, you're just so beautiful. Blah 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 blah. Hopefully they start going somewhere else with that, especially because Papa character is funny. He's comic relief, and I just don't want the rest of the season of him um, just gushing over Maisha. Anytime we see him. But Kevin and Gemma, Kevin's still mad at her for telling her friends about Keisha. So he giving her the silent treatment. She's tried to make up with him. He wasn't trying to hear it. And then she said fine, but then Kevin's like, oh, it was like that. But anyway, long story short, they made up. She invited Kevin back to her place, and it looked like they was about to, get it in. And that was also awkward for me, being that they so young. I was like, I don't want to see this. This is mad weird because if you like scenes like that with like kids or actors that look like kids is really weird to me. I was just like, I feel awkward. I feel awkward. But it was stopped once Jim Father came, and this scene was funny to me. He busts in. They hear him, so they was able to make sure they had all their stuff on and stuff. But Jim was like, yeah, told her father that me and Kevin we studying French, but Kevin had the wrong book. He had a geometry book, and not only did he have a geometry book, he had it upside down. So the excuse totally fell apart, and like that scene was funny. That might be the funniest scene in the episode. I was like, I definitely got a good chuckle out of that. So you know, Jim father is giving Kevin the third degree. Like you could hear him mouthing like it's not what it looks. And then he straight up asks, like, are you trying to fuck my daughter? I was like so I found that funny too. And Kevin was saved by a special phone call. And we'll get into that in a second in a second. There's one thing that bothered me though. Later we see Jim father throwing a vent. It was a event, and that was the event that Emmett and Lala was catering. And by the way, it's still only the two of them doing all that work. Just a just a couple episodes ago, they couldn't handle all those orders with just the two of them. But now, last week they have a big like get together, and they was able to make that happen, and now just the two of them is doing a whole catering event. I mean, that doesn't line up for me, but whatever. Back to Jim father. Anyway, he threw the event, and he had both mayor candidates there. He had Camille and Duda Otis Perry, and he chose to back Otis Perry because he wanted them to drop out because he doesn't want the black vote to be split. And he said that the city needed to be led by a strong black male. Then, Camille was like, I'll make it. Black men turned their back on Shirley Chisholm as well. Um, but that kind of bothered me, especially with this particular show. If it's a one off, I would be like, okay. But I feel like there's something extremely wrong with like all the black male characters. Um, at least the first two seasons with Brandon, right? Yeah, he messed up and he was kind of emotional, but you see the track he was on. He had a particular skill that he was great at, that he was trying to master. He was trying to get out of a situation. You can understand why emotionally he was kind of messed up, being that his little brother that he loved a lot got murdered. You know, but the black male characters in this season is just I don't know. Ronnie been messed up for all three seasons. Um, Duda is a gangster, corrupt politician. It just something. Emmett is a mess. It looked like he was about to pull his stuff together, and now he's all jacked up again. And I was hoping that Jim father, even though he's not the main character, could be okay. We have one positive black male figure, and for the most part he is, but now they made him into a misogynist, and a sexist, which I'm not feeling at all. I'm like, come on, man. I don't know what's going on with that, but like I'm not really feeling the portrayals of a lot of the black male characters in this. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with that, you know. But I'm gonna get off of that real quick. So anyway, he backs Duda, and we'll see what happens with that. So Ronnie, he was giving kind words to Miss Ethel, to his grandmother, and then Jada shows up. Jada give him some real talk, like, yo, you shouldn't be drinking. And, it seemed like Ronnie took that to heart. His two friends are always there, And I will say, those seem like his real true friends because as messed up as Ronnie is and his reputation, they always by his side, you know. But they about to move out of town to get some work, you know. Um, they have an opportunity. I guess they're gonna work at some type of warehouse, and they told him like, "Yo, why don't you come with us? You know, you're not really doing nothing here. There's nothing for you here." But he's determined to find Keisha. And this episode, we finally got a conclusion to this whole Keisha saga. Thankfully, because I was getting tired of that storyline. To me, it was getting dragged out a little bit too long. So, what happened with Keisha? So, the very beginning of the episode, we see Keisha in bed sleeping with this old creepy dude, you know, that kidnapped her. And again, it very awkward to see. It's something that I like. Ugh, you know, you got this creepy dude that kidnapped her, got her in bed against her will, and obviously, you know, he then raped her. You know, um, yeah, it's cringe to see. I'm just like, ugh. So you know, Keisha tries to fight back. He leaves, talking about, oh, you want some breakfast? You must be hungry. So before Keisha even did something, I was like, yo, you need to find something and, you know, hit him while he's not suspecting. You know, I saw like a glass little vase or bottle. I was like, why don't you take that? But no, she breaks a leg of the chair and she uses that. I was like, okay. So he comes back in, you know, he has the food and I mean, he puts it on the bed, then she hits him with the leg of the chair. But instead of hitting him in the head, she hit him every place but the head. I'm like, come on, girl. Like you keep messing up these escapes. Like you was actually out of the house and you just like was so happy and collapsed and you got captured again. This time you had a clear opportunity. You're aiming that back. Understand that everybody know how to fight. You might have never had a fight in your life, but I'm like, yo, you gotta be able to hit somebody in the head if you have that opportunity. Like she hit him on the shoulder, everywhere else, gotta aim for the head. Anyway, she didn't. So he was able to take back control, and then he takes everything out of the room. Right, everything is gone, completely gone. Right, but somehow, you know, Ronnie was able to find a crowbar out of nowhere. That was like some video game stuff. Like you know how you play a video game and the weapon just appear out of nowhere, out of thin air. He was somehow able to find a crowbar, but that's okay. You know, I could get past that. It's not too big of a deal. He was able to break in and actually knock off the locks, right? But of course, dude comes back and beats down Ronnie. I was like, yo, Ronnie, like, bruh, like, you can't fight at all. You know, it like dude just was wiping the floor with Ronnie. And ironically enough, Ronnie did save Keisha, but ultimately Keisha saved him too. She was able to actually pick up the crowbar and start going to work on creepy kidnapper raper guy. You know, so she gave dude that work, which was good to see. I'm glad. I'm unclear whether she just um, beat him with the crowbar and he jacked up, or if she killed him or not. You know, I'm not quite sure. They didn't say. So I don't know if he's arrested. I don't know if he's dead. We don't know the answer. But the important thing is that Keisha was finally able to escape. Her and Ronnie went to the hospital, and you know she got to see Kevin. She got to see Nina, and Dre. And Dre was out of line this whole episode. We saw at the beginning how she was pushing Nina to pack up Keisha's stuff. I'm like, for what? That doesn't make sense. Like, I know it's been 2 months, but you don't pack up the room that early, you know? And even if she wanted to leave her room like that the rest of her life, that would be her prerogative. That's her daughter. That's not your daughter. And so I was like, I just didn't understand the push Dre had to pack up Keisha's stuff. It was weird. Also, um, I didn't understand um, why Dre was snapping at the doctor, because the doctor was like, this is going to be a long recovery. She's going to need counseling. She's talking about, I'm a school counselor. I know. I'm like, yo, this is not the time. I'm not, no disrespect to high school counselors, um, or nothing like that, but this is more than that. This is PTSD. This is somebody that just been kidnapped and held captive for 2 months. This is somebody that that been raped. It is. I don't understand why she was so combative with the doctor. I know there's theories out there. Some people think that maybe Dre was somehow in on the kidnapping. I don't think so. You know, um, just because she did go out there to a dangerous area by herself with just some mace looking for Keisha. If she was involved in it somehow, I don't think she would have did that. So I don't really buy that theory. I doubt that happens. You know, um, but it's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of episodes what is Keisha frame of mind, um, how she's going to recover for this, and because like the doctor said, yeah, it's going to be a long recovery because something like that, you definitely going to need to talk to somebody. You definitely going to need some therapy. So hopefully, Keisha get the help that she needs and able to recover. Also, I want to see what happened with Ronnie. Is he going to go with his friends to Springfield, or is he actually going to have some respect in the community now and stay? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see because you saw Kevin go to Ronnie's room and actually thank him, and you know how Kevin feel about Ronnie. So it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see. So again, this was the best episode of the season so far. Still, some of the inconsistencies bothered me, but this was definitely a better episode than the last few, and like I said, the best of the season so far. So that was my review. Don't forget to subscribe, like, click that notification bell, and for the political content um, that's been the majority on my channel. Again, I have a new channel. I mean politics for the political and social commentary. Definitely get it in on that. Don't forget to subscribe to I Mean Politics and check that out. This is I Mean Shaw for Say What I Mean. Peace.